How's it going, everyone? My name is Two Pad Stack, and welcome back to another nightly review. This is the review of Game 1 against the Arizona Coyotes, the 4-2 comeback victory over them. Where do I begin on this game? The Golden Knights played a really good 22 minutes of this game. They're not going to win the other 3 games against the Coyotes if they only play the game for 22 minutes. So, I have a notebook that I have that keeps all my notes together. You probably have noticed already, but okay. Let's show these are my notes for the first 2 games against Anaheim. This is both games. This is the first 2 periods. So let's get into it, huh? Okay, so we started off great. The Golden Knights come out. They look relatively decent. Nick Hague is out. Nick Hague is in, and Cody Glass is out. A decision which I like that Nick Hague is in, but I don't like that Glass is out. I know that they're worried about Kolasar getting taken on waivers, but I think that the team is better overall when Cody Glass is playing, especially that third and fourth line. The fourth line needs Nosek on it, and the third line needs Glass. So anyway, let's get into how this game started. So immediately, Drake Caggiula, it just gets all alone right in front of the net and misses. And this was 2 minutes in the game, and I was just like, oh, here we go. And the shots were really low 2 minutes in, or 7 minutes in. I believe they were 4-2 for the Coyotes, and they were really low. And then Larson slashes Kolasar. Now Kolasar, well, I said that they needed Gladson. Kolasar, I thought, was one of the few Golden Knights to have a relatively good game. Kolasar did draw 2 penalties. Yeah. So the Knights get a power play, and they do nothing on it, and they look horrible on it. And during that power play, what happens? Tyler Pitlick goes down the ice and goes bar down on Leonard for shorthanded goal. Okay. They'll get it back. They'll get it back. And it was that goal. It was just a bad turnover by Stone. It doesn't usually happen, but it was a bad bounce. And then Osterley takes a delay of game to make it 5-on-3, and William Karlsson puts a deflection off the post on 5-on-3. And I noticed they had Nick Hague on the power play too, the second unit, and at least in the first period, Nick Hague looked like he had not played a National Hockey League game, or even an AHL game for that matter, in a year. Although he did look better later on in the game. I'm not going down on him. He did look better later on in the game. And then Tuck goes down the ice, and there's a great chance for him. He just misses the net, and then White Cloud started getting feisty. I don't think I've ever seen White Cloud be so physical towards any players before, and I kind of like it. White Cloud had an excellent, excellent game. Zach Whitecloud this was probably his best game this season. He was probably the only Golden Knight that I could say played a full 60-minute game, other than Robin Leonard. And then near the end of the period, the Golden Knights start icing the puck just repeatedly over and over. I think there were probably 10 icings in that first period and probably 15 in the second. They just could not stop icing the puck. And they couldn't get it into the offensive zone. They were turning the puck over in the defensive zone way too much. I think the Coyotes had 4 or 5 one-timers off of defensive turnovers. Robin Leonard had a very good game. And I know some people aren't used to how he plays yet because he's not as flashy. He's definitely not as flashy of a goalie as Marc-Andre Fleury. But he still casually threw up a .938 save percentage tonight. So I think he's pretty good. And then carry a high stick Kajula. And luckily, it was a successful penalty kill, but there was a big chance for Smaltz. And though during that shorthanded, for some reason during the first two periods, the Knights looked better shorthanded than they did 5-on-5. Like there was a shorthanded chance for Stevenson, and during that shorthanded chance, he forced a hooking call that put it on 4-on-4, and it was Ratty, I believe, or Pidlick. I can't tell what I wrote, but anyway, that power play was a bust. And during that 4-on-4, the first period ended. The Golden Knights were very, very lucky to get out of that first period 1-0. They were even luckier to get out of the second period 2-1. Oh, let's get into the second period. Okay, so I said before the Golden Knights got outshot 12-8 in the first period, and I can't wait to talk about shots on goal in the second. Anyway, I said that for the second period, the Golden Knights needed to pass better, and they needed to be less sloppy. It was a really, really sloppy first period, and obviously they did not hear what I said, because the second period, at least the first 15 to 18 minutes of it, were even worse. So immediately in the second period, there's a shorthanded chance for Larson, because of course there is. They had no shots on the power play that Stevenson got them. No shots. This was like a parade to the penalty box game. The Golden Knights took so many penalties, especially in the second period. And in the third and in the second, the Coyotes took a lot of penalties. So, yeah. And then Waugh held Connor Garland, because of course he did. Connor Garland had a very good game and gave the Golden Knights fits at times in this game. But it was a successful penalty kill, and there's a shorthanded chance for Carlson where he's in all alone. It's a complete breakaway, and he just puts it right off the post. And I feel bad for William Carlson. He had 2 posts tonight. Although no, I don't really, because we'll get to it. The Golden Knights could not get anything going in the second. Other than that Carlson chance, nothing. The shots at 5 minutes into the second period were 19-8 for the Coyotes. The Golden Knights should not be being outshot by the Coyotes 19-8. The Coyotes are not a great offensive team. They're not. I know they made a lot of additions, and Connor Garland's getting better, and Zach White, Christian Fischer's getting better, and Clayton Keller's getting better. But they're not the most offensively skilled team, and it's not really their play style. The Golden Knights should not be being outshot by the Coyotes 19-8, 5 minutes into the second period. It's like unacceptable. And again, too many icings. They just kept icing the puck over and over and over again. Anyway, then Chychrun took a penalty on Keegan Kolesar, and that power play was much better. For some reason, that power play was the best that the Golden Knights had looked in the game up to that point. They were getting better chances, and they were really cycling the puck and getting shots on net, but, they couldn't get anything past Kemper. But then Marchessault, I believe he roughed Connor Garland, and Garland caught him in the eye with a stick, so Marshy went to the box. But then he went to the room, but he would come back. But because he took that roughing penalty on Connor Garland, Nick Schmaltz puts one right past Robin Lehner from Chychrun. And did I forget to mention on that penalty kill, Tomas Nosek and Nick Waugh get a 2-on-0, where Nosek goes in and tries to deke, and Nick Waugh gets swatted away by a defenseman. Nosek was really fast tonight. Tonight might be the fastest Nosek's ever been. He seemed really like I don't think of Nosek as a very fast player, and tonight he was just cruising around. But had Wah gone to the other side, it would have been an easy tap in on the rebound. Or if they had even slowed up and passed and got the one timer, that would have been better. But anyway, 2-0 Schmaltz from Chikrin. And I gotta say, it looked like it went off of Martinez's leg, but it just went right through Leonard's 5 hole. And for as good of a save percentage as Leonard had tonight, and as well as he played, that was kind of a weak one. Yeah, it was a pretty weak goal. Um, and then the Golden Knights, Pacioretty gets a penalty. He interferes with Lawson Krause right off the face-off, and oh boy, just I watched it. It looks kind of like a weak call, and if they were going to call that an interference call, there was a time when Reeves looked like he was being held later in the game, and I'm like, why aren't they calling that if they called that? But anyway, I thought that was a very good penalty kill. Uh, and then they said the Golden Knights at that point in the game had 5 shots at even strength. 5 shots at even strength through like 35 minutes of game. Now you see why I said their first 35 minutes were horrendous. And then Pacioretty shoots it, and he backhands it off of Kemper's back, and it goes in the net. It was a lucky goal. It was a lucky bounce. But hey, I'll take it. Ending that period 2-1, the Golden Knights were very, very lucky to get out of that period 2-1. Shots at that point in the game were 28-15 or 27-15. 27-15 after 2 periods. That's horrible. That's unacceptable. It was some of the sloppiest play I've ever seen the Golden Knights do. And it was a bad period, but during the power play, and especially after Pacioretty's goal, they looked better. Luckily, the Golden Knights have a very good third period, and they usually have good third periods. But one thing that I said is that they took way too many penalties in that second period. I believe they took 3, and they took one in the first period. So in 2 periods, they took 4 penalties. So yeah. Anyways, let's get on to the third period. They needed to be much better, and they had an incredibly sloppy second period. They needed to be better. I cannot emphasize it enough. If they play like this on Wednesday, this is not going to be a fun series. They had a better start, and neither team could really do much. I believe the first shot came 15 minutes in, and that first shot was a goal by Riley Smith from William Karlsson, and all I put was thank God. I don't know how the hell they got out in the third period at the very beginning of it 2-2 after the game that they had played. If they were playing Colorado, if they had been playing Colorado, this would not be a game right now. But that was an incredible pass on that goal by William Karlsson. A no-look backhand between the legs pass from behind the net right onto Riley Smith's stick, who's right in front of the net, who just puts it top corner over the glove of Kemper. And the Golden Knights actually looked good. They looked really good in the third period. The momentum had totally shifted, and it's weird. It's like the Golden Knights just decided, we're going to start playing now. You know? Then Carrier has a huge chance in front, and then Stone gets it over to White Cloud. White Cloud shoots it, and as Chandler Stevenson is picking up his stick, the puck goes off of his back and into the net. So the Golden Knights are leading 3-2 about 8 minutes into the third period. That's how quickly things can change. Uh, it was quite a humorous goal considering that Stevenson was just trying to pick up his stick. But yeah. And then the Coyotes really started pushing back, and there was some good defense. The Coyotes, after it became 3-2, really started pushing, and they looked very, very good after that. Um, Although, even though they were pushing, they just could not get shots through. The Golden Knights were playing very, very well defensively, and Arizona only had a one shot in the first 13 minutes of the third period. Let's hope they play more like that in the next 4 games. Then Dvorak tripped Marchessault because that's what you do when you're frustrated. And a Stone on that power play put one off the crossbar. So yeah, then Kemper had a big save. And then there was a big shot blocked by Waugh. Nick Waugh in the third period looked much better than he had previously in the game. In fact, almost every Golden Knight looked much better in the third period than they did earlier in the game. And the Coyotes then really, really started pushing. It was pretty much in the ninth end for the rest of that. And then they pulled Kemper at a minute 14. And you know why they pulled Kemper at a minute 14? Because at a minute 14, there was a stoppage in play. What happened? Oh, Jonathan Marchessault slashed Drake Caggiula with a minute and 14 left to go in the game. Can I just say how much I hate when players take penalties for the final 2 minutes of the game? Anyways, then the Coyotes took a timeout. And while they were at the timeout, I noticed something. Oh yeah, Bill Kessel is a Coyote. You know, I'm not on the Coyotes, but like Bill Kessel was basically invisible tonight. And he had a pretty good first 2 games against the Sharks, so I don't know what happened here. Uh, but Phil Kessel was basically invisible, and I'm kind of scared of what he can do if he has a better game on Wednesday and on Friday and next Sunday. So yeah. Then Leonard was just standing tall. Leonard had a very, very, very good third period, a very, very good second period, mostly good second period, and a pretty good first period. And then off the rebound of Leonard, Smith picks it up, shoots it right down the ice with 12 seconds left to go in the game for the empty net shorthanded goal. And that would end the game. Shots in the third period were 13-5 for the Golden Knights. So obviously, as you can tell, the Golden Knights had an infinitely better period than they had in the first 2. The total shots on goal were 32-28 for the Arizona Coyotes. That was not because of the third period. The Golden Knights come out of this 4-2. I know what the official 3 stars are, but my 3 stars are a little different. I'm gonna give an honorable mention to Robin Leonard for his .938 save percentage. I just couldn't have put him in the top 3 because I felt that second goal was kind of weak. Number 3, I have is Carlson because that was just an incredible pass to Riley Smith to tie the game. Riley Smith, I will have it second because he got the game-tying goal and the goal that put the game away. And at number 1, I have Zach Whitecloud for a simple reason. Zach Whitecloud had a great, great game from start to finish. Unlike basically everyone else on the team, this was Zach Whitecloud's best game, and it's one of the best games that I've seen him play. Zach Whitecloud has really, really gotten. He's even improved from the bubble, and I was really impressed with him in the bubble. I know that he took the delay of game penalty that took the overtime winner in Game 5 against Dallas, but whatever. That was kind of a dumb penalty anyway, and it's not like he was trying to. So yeah, that is it for this video. The Golden Knights better play a full 60-minute game on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Please. For me. Just do it, please. Anyways, guys, that is it for this video. If you sat through all 20-something minutes of this video, I commend you. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.